Hey everyone, my name is Emma Collins. I'm 25 years old. I work as a nurse at Seattle Children's Hospital. Last Christmas, I showed up at my childhood home with presents under my arms and hope in my heart. The house looked magical. Lights everywhere, wreath on the door, perfect Christmas card picture. I walked up those wooden steps I used to play on as a kid. My hands were full of wrapped boxes. Before I could ring the bell, Dad swung open the door. His face was cold. Stone cold. He didn't say Merry Christmas. He didn't say hello. He looked me dead in the eyes and said, "We don't want to see your face." And right there, standing in the hallway behind him, my little brother Daniel stood there with the biggest smirk I've ever seen, arms folded, like he was watching his favorite movie. I just stood there, cold wind hitting my back, presents getting heavy in my arms. And you know what I did? I smiled. Not because I was okay, but because something inside me finally woke up. I said, "All right then," turned around, walked back to my old Honda, put those presents in the back seat, and I drove away. That night, I sat alone in my tiny apartment eating leftover Chinese food, and suddenly my phone went crazy. Calls, texts, voicemails, people I hadn't heard from in months, all screaming at me. And that's when I knew this wasn't just a bad holiday. This was the moment everything was about to change. The moment 3 years of being used was about to end. And somebody was about to learn you can't treat the kind one like trash forever. Before we continue, drop a comment and tell me where you're from. Iron Revenge wants to know who's here with us today. Growing up, money was always tight. We lived in a small apartment that smelled like old carpet. Mom worked as a waitress at Denny's. Dad did construction until he hurt his back really bad. After that, he sat at home collecting checks and watching TV all day. My younger brother Daniel was the favorite, always was. He went to college for 1 year, then quit. Said school wasn't his thing. Started posting online about becoming an influencer. Had maybe 30 followers. Most were fake accounts. But Mom and Dad treated him like he was famous. Me, I worked 3 jobs to get through nursing school. Overnight shifts at gas stations. Weekends cleaning offices. Every spare moment studying. No sleep. No fun, just work. When I finally graduated and got my hospital job, Mom cried happy tears. Daniel asked me for $200 the same day. Said he needed new camera equipment for his content. The camera never appeared. The money disappeared into who knows what. And that's how it started. Small favors, little emergencies, things that seemed normal to help with. Then it became rent money, car payments, phone bills, groceries, doctor visits, credit card minimums. They'd call crying, begging, saying they'd starve, saying the lights would shut off, and I'd send money, every single time. I told myself I was being a good daughter, that family helps family, that it wouldn't last forever, but I kept a secret list on my phone, every dollar, every date. Every excuse they gave me. After 3 years, I did the math. $38,000. That's how much I gave them for 3 people who never once said they'd pay me back. I wasn't helping anymore. I was funding their whole life, while my own savings account stayed empty. The absolute worst part, they stopped saying thank you, started acting like I owed them, like it was my job to fix their problems. I kept telling myself things would change, but nothing changed until one day something broke. And it wasn't just an object, it was me. The breaking point came on a Tuesday afternoon, a regular day that became the day everything shifted. I had been saving for MONTHS to buy myself something special. A new iPad for work. I needed it for my hospital shifts, taking notes, checking patient charts, something just for me. Took me almost a year to save enough. When I finally bought it, I cried in the Apple Store parking lot. It meant that much. One weekend, Daniel called, said he needed to borrow it. Said he had a big project due, said he'd be super careful, said he'd only keep it 2 days. Maximum. I said okay, big mistake. He brought it back 5 weeks later. The screen was shattered, completely destroyed, black ink spreading across the glass like spilled paint. The case was sticky, covered in dried soda. The charger was missing. "What happened?" I asked him. He didn't even look sorry. He shrugged, actually shrugged at me. "Stuff breaks," he said. Then he added, "Just buy another one. You work at a hospital. You've got money." Time stopped. Everything went quiet, not anger, not sadness, something else. Clarity, pure ice-cold clarity. I told him to get out. He laughed, called me dramatic, said I was overreacting. Then he slammed my apartment door so hard my neighbor came out to check on me. I sat there staring at that broken iPad for hours. At the carelessness, at the disrespect, at the line he finally crossed. That night I made a choice. I stopped answering their money texts, stopped paying their bills, stopped fixing their mistakes, and they noticed. Fast. Mom said I was acting weird. Dad said I forgot where I came from. Daniel posted sad quotes online about fake family members, but nothing compared to what came next. Late November, almost midnight. I just finished a double shift at the hospital, exhausted. Daniel called, said he needed my help urgently. His apartment was in trouble. He hadn't paid rent in 3 months, 3 months. He was getting kicked out. He needed me to co-sign a new lease, just for 6 months, he promised. I asked how much he owed. He avoided the question. Finally admitted $4,500 behind, but somehow he was the victim. I said no, one simple word. No. He acted like I stabbed him, started yelling, said I was heartless, said he'd be homeless, said I'd feel guilty forever, but the word stuck. I didn't take it back. I didn't apologize. And from that second forward, my entire world began to change. Because once you say your first real no, your whole life realizes it can finally be different. And mine was about to be different in ways nobody expected. If you were me, what would you have done? Iron Revenge wants to hear from you. Comment 1 if you'd keep helping quietly. Comment 2 if you'd walk away no matter what. Once I said no, the silence didn't last long. It never does when people are used to getting what they want. My best friend Sarah looked at me across our coffee cups. "They're going to lose it," she said. She was right. We made a plan anyway. A complete exit plan, 14 connections to break. Yes, 14, phone lines, streaming accounts, insurance, bills, cards, years of tiny threads I pretended weren't chains. On Monday during lunch, I started, sitting in my car, sandwich in one hand, phone in the other. First, I called the credit card company, removed all extra users, got a brand new card number. Everything they saved, gone. Then the phone company, 4 lines under my account. Mom's line, cut. Dad's line, cut. Daniel's line with unlimited data, cut. Next were passwords, Netflix, Hulu, Amazon, Spotify, Apple Music. I logged out every single device. Done. Then insurance. I called my agent, took Daniel off my car policy. The lady actually laughed. "Your payment drops $87 every month now," she said. $87 for nothing. Last were the utility bills. Electric, water, internet. I just removed my card from autopay. No explanation, no warning, just silence. By the time I finished, every thread was gone, all of them. My life was mine again. Mom called first, voice shaking and panicked. "The phone stopped working. What's going on?" I said. "You need your own plan now." She started crying. I hung up. Dad texted next. "Internet is off. Fix it now." I replied, "That's your responsibility." Daniel left a voicemail, all screaming. All blaming, I deleted it without listening to the whole thing. Sarah brought over pizza that night. "They're going to explode at Christmas," she said. "I know," I said. She smiled. "Good." Christmas morning came freezing and bright. I parked on the street, grabbed the gifts I bought anyway, walked up to that same door. Dad opened it before I could knock, face already red, already angry. "Kitchen now," he barked, not Merry Christmas, not hello, a command. I followed. Mom sat at the table. Daniel leaned against the counter, arms crossed, smirking, waiting. Dad didn't wait either. "You're turning everything back on today." "No," I said, calm, clear. Mom jumped in. "We can't afford new bills, Emma." "You weren't affording the old ones either," I said. Dad stepped closer, pointed his finger at my face. "We raised you, you owe us." And that's when I pulled out my phone, opened my notes app, turned the screen toward all 3 of them, 3 years, $38,000, every single dollar, color-coded, dated, proof. Mom's face went white. Dad's mouth opened, but nothing came out. Daniel swore under his breath. I put my phone down gently on the table. "I'm done paying," I said. "Not today, not tomorrow, not ever." And that's when Christmas exploded. But what happened next made everything else look small. When Christmas exploded, I thought that was the end of it. I was wrong, dead wrong. The next week, everything went silent, too silent. Sarah warned me. "Silence means they're planning something." She was right. It started with a bank alert. Random Thursday morning, I was at the hospital checking patient files. My phone buzzed. "Unusual activity detected on your account." Someone tried using my old card. Coffee shop, grocery store, gas station, all near my parents' house. My heart dropped into my stomach. I checked my actual account. $3,200 yesterday, $74 today, gone. 5 ATM withdrawals, all within 24 hours. Someone used my PIN. And then I remembered. Last summer, Daniel borrowed my car for a weekend. My wallet stayed in the cup holder, an entire weekend alone with my cards. My stomach turned. I called the police immediately. The officer, Martinez, listened carefully. I showed her my records, the dates, the amounts, the locations. She asked if I had proof of anything. I showed her my notes, 3 years, $38,000. She raised her eyebrows. "We'll check the cameras," she said. 2 days later, she called back. "We have him." ATM footage, Daniel, my card in his hand, looking right at the camera, no hood, no mask, just entitlement. He denied it at first, then said I gave him permission, said it was a gift. Officer Martinez didn't believe a single word. Mom called that night. "Honey, the police came to the house. What did you do?" "I reported a crime," I said. She whispered, "You'll destroy his future." "He destroyed mine first," I said, then I blocked her number. Dad left 4 voicemails, all threats, all empty. I saved them all. 11 days later, my bank gave back every penny. Daniel took a deal. 18 months probation. Has to pay me back. Community service. No jail, not yet anyway. He posted online about being betrayed by family. Relatives sent me angry messages. Sarah wanted to reply with screenshots. I told her to let it rot. Then an envelope came in my mailbox, my parents' handwriting. Inside was a bill, $7,500 for Daniel's legal fees, for bail, for emotional damages. At the bottom in red ink, "We know you can afford this." Sarah read it. Then she wrote her own letter. $38,000 owed, itemized, receipts attached, sent it back certified mail. Dad called instantly. Sarah answered MY phone. "If you contact her again," she said slowly, "I'm posting everything online." The calls stopped. The texts stopped. The pressure stopped. Finally, or so I thought, because the real consequences were still coming. And this time they'd stick. Consequences don't fall fast, they fall slow, like raindrops that eventually flood the whole house. 4 months after the court deal, Daniel messed up again, skipped his community service, drove without a license, got pulled over. The judge was not happy. 45 days in jail, extended probation. Mandatory repayment plan. Mom and Dad didn't show up to court, not once. Just me and Sarah in the back, watching everything finally catch up to him. I didn't feel happy, didn't feel sad. Just free, like I finally put down a backpack full of rocks I'd been carrying forever. When Daniel got out, the payments started. $75 every single month. Automatically, my name on his bill for the next 8 years. Sarah laughed when she found out. "He has to pay you now," I shrugged. "It's not revenge, it's just fair." Life started again. Real life, my life. Work gave me a promotion. I saved money for the first time in years. Sarah and I started a small side business, making custom gifts for hospital staff. Then we met Jacob, a guy from church. Sweet, kind, honest. We all became friends, started a little group. One night, 6 months after Christmas, we made a decision. We'd move, all of us, to a different city. A fresh start where nobody knew the old version of me. We toasted with sparkling cider, laughed until we cried, made plans on notebook paper. Around 11 p.m., my phone buzzed. Unknown number. A short text. "I'm sorry for everything I did. I hope you're doing okay." Daniel, I stared at it for a long time. Then I deleted it. Forgiveness doesn't mean letting someone back in. And as I turned off the lights in my apartment, I realized something powerful. Walking away didn't break me. It saved me. Because sometimes peace isn't about who you keep in your life. It's about who you finally stop carrying. If this story touched your heart, please like this video, share it, and subscribe to Iron Revenge. We'll be here next time with another story. Real truth, real strength, every single time.